I'm going to be working on problem 4 from module 6, and we're given this formula, which is x to the 4th plus 20 all over x squared plus 2x plus 3, and we have to find the vertical asymptotes, horizontal asymptotes, x and y intercepts. So we'll start from the top and we will find our vertical asymptotes. So we take our denominator and set it equal to 0, and then we factor it to see if there's any vertical asymptotes, but we can tell that we cannot factor this, so we'll have to plug it into our quadratic formula. So to do that, I will take negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 and then times 3. So I'm actually going to stop right here and look at this really quick and kind of think logically. So we have 4 here, which is 2 squared, and then minus 4 times 1 times 3, which this will be negative 12 with the minus sign. So it would be 4 minus 12, which is negative 8. And we know that we can't take a square root of a negative number without having an imaginary number. So we can tell that that means that there will be no vertical asymptotes. So let me write in none for those, and we will move on to see if we have any horizontal asymptotes. So for these, we have to look at the rules that are already given to us for horizontal asymptotes. So for example, if we look at the degrees, and if they're the same, then we would take the coefficients over each other, so this would just be 1 over 1 in this case. Or if this was less than the one on the bottom, it would be 0. But in this case, we have it greater on top in the numerator than the denominator. And the rule there is that that means that there's no horizontal asymptote. So there's also none of these. So we know that we don't have any asymptotes. So let's move on to finding our x-intercepts. And to do that, we would sub in a 0 for y, which is this f of x. So it'll be 0 equals this whole equation. But we know already that this is going to equal an imaginary number because we can't factor that. So also, in this case, we have another one that there's no x-intercepts. So now we move on to our y-intercepts. And to do that, we do the exact opposite and sub in a 0 for the x's. So we have 0 to the 4th, so just 0 plus 20, so we have 20 on top. And then that'll be x squared or 0 squared. So 0 plus 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3, so just for this one we have 20 over 3. And so now we can see that we don't have any asymptotes, we don't have any x-intercepts. The only thing we have on this graph will be a y-intercept at the point 20 over 3. And that is problem 4 from module 6.